And why don't we, well, maybe we can just briefly explain where we're coming from. We were talking about meditating on the Virat Rupa of the Lord, and then now we're continuing our meditation on the Lord, and it started from the feet. It was also mentioned by Prabhupada that the Bhagavatam itself is the body of the Lord, and that by studying the cantos of the Bhagavatam systematically, starting from the feet up, then you can approach the smiling face of Krishna. We should not think that, oh yes, I should get the topmost thing right away. This is, that's not how anything works in life. Even in the material world, you don't get the topmost thing right away. It's a gradual progression, but also in spiritual life, especially because we're coming from material consciousness. A lot of times people may understand, why is the Lord not giving me everything that I want? Why do I not have all that I desire from the Lord? Because if He just gave you everything that you want, you would just discard Him immediately. You would just, well, I have no need for you now. Thank you for what you've given, and I will go enjoy this. So what does He do? He makes it gradual work and work and work and work. But actually, it's only because of us. It's not, actually the pure devotee gets everything they want immediately. And just anything they desire, they just get. The Lord will immediately reciprocate with them. But we, because we're not pure devotee, we may have some desire. But the Lord, no, I cannot give you that. Are you nuts? You'll hurt yourself. Like if Abhiram said, "Daddy, I want the knife." He doesn't even speak. He's like, no, you can't have that. That'll hurt you. When he's older and he wants to render service by cooking for the Lord, then I'll give him the knife. But if he is, wants just the knife, like he can't give. So anyway, we, the Lord, He gives us what we can handle, and usually there's some, consequence or repercussion of it, but He knows what we can handle, and He knows what will not destroy our bhakti, or what will allow us to have the impetus to keep going in bhakti. So, like this. So anyway, but here's the thing. Unless, what we're going to read today is about the essence of why we're meditating on the Lord, why are we approaching the Lord, what is the whole internal thing here that is really what this is all about. And what is bhakti? And it's actually service. It's service. Love is service. In this verse, it says loving service. That's bhakti. That's what bhakti yoga is. It's service out of love. When you love someone, you want to serve them. It's not, oh, I love you so much, and then I'll do nothing for you. No, there has to be some reciprocation. Not some. It's total reciprocation. And if we love the Lord, which is really the main object of our love, should be the Lord, then all we want to do in our consciousness is we should want to serve the Lord. So anyway, this is the training ground where we're engaging in different services of the Lord, and some people are serving in the cooking. We're serving the Lord by educating ourselves about the Lord right now. There's different forms of worship of the Lord, singing for the Lord. But if it's all out of, not service, out of, I want to be some expert kirtaniya, or I want to enjoy the food that we cook in the kitchen, or I want to enjoy the sound of, I want people to hear how good I sound, or how smart I sound, or this, that, and the other thing, then where's the service, actually? Is there any real service happening, or is it just like serving your ego? So this is what's, these are the anarthas that we're dealing with here. We're not, fully properly situated. No one in this world, and if someone was properly situated, they are going to be a miraculous saintly personality. They'll perform some wonderful leelas and pastimes, and then they'll leave this world and never turn back and come back to it. But we're here in this world because we've had the opposite mood, where we're, instead of living to give, we live to take. How can I get something for my own selfish interest in this world? How can I get something for my pleasure? And so...
living to eat rather than eating to live.
Yes, living to eat rather than eating to live. Food items are for the Lord. Our food items are for ultimately to be strong so we can serve the Lord. To keep our body alive so we can serve the Lord. There is a satisfaction in the food items. And so on. I hear this very faint whispering. I wonder where it's coming from. But anyhow, let us meditate on the Lord by approaching the Lord via His wisdom scriptures. Let's approach our gurus by trying to really understand the mercy that they're giving. And I've been holding it on my lap and I like it. I was joking that I don't know how people like this, and then I started trying it and I'm like, oh, now I like this. So I'll just continue that. But anyhow, we're given such a great gift, so we should accept the gift. And and then everything will come. In my life, I really have nothing to offer, and I'll just be a selfish fool. But they've given this wonderful process of service, and I want to offer my obeisances onto our entire Gaudiya Guru Varga, because it's through their mercy, age after age, that this message of the Lord is preserved and given to us here, and they've left so many works, like Srila Prabhupada's left his Bhagavatam and his translations and purports. They've left so many works for us to understand more deeply this intimate process. And finally, I want to offer my obeisances to all of you, my spiritual brothers and sisters. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. All right. Haribol. So, ready? Repeat after me. Yavanna jayeta paravaresmin Vishveshware drashtari bhakti yogaha Tavatstaviya purushasya rupam Kriyavasane prayata smareta Yavat, as long as, na, does not, jayata, develop, para, transcendental, avare, mundane, asmin, in this form of Vishwa Ishware, the Lord of all worlds, Drashtari, unto the seer, Bhakti Yoga, devotional service, Tavat, so long, Slaviya, the gross materials, Purushasya, of the Virapurush, Rupam, universal form, Kriyavasane, at the end of one's prescribed duties, Prayata, with proper attention, Smareta, one should remember. So unless the gross materialist develops a sense of loving service unto the Supreme Lord, the seer of both the transcendental and material worlds, he should remember or meditate upon the universal form of the Lord at the end of his prescribed duties. So this is very good. We think we're the seer. We think, yes, I'm understanding. We think we have some great understanding of anything in this world. But actually, the Lord is the seer, and he is watching all of us. And he's distributing accordingly what, look at this guy. Everything. He's come up with, he's performing a Ratha Yatra. Naked Ratha Yatra. So that's very good. Alright, purport. The Supreme Lord is the seer of all worlds, both material and transcendental. In other words, the Supreme Lord is the ultimate beneficiary and enjoyer of all worlds. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 5.29, the spiritual world is the manifestation of his internal potency, and the material world is the manifestation of his external potency. The living entities are also his marginal potency, meaning we're like on the shore, and we can either swim in the ocean of the internal potency of the Lord if we turn that way, or we can turn and roast on the hot beach of the material world if we turn towards that way. And so right now we're roasting on the hot beach in the material world, but if we and it's a state of consciousness. The inner world, the spiritual world, is living to give, and not just because many people give in this world. I'll give charity, but look, I'm a very charitable person, and they may like to tell all their friends how charitable they are, but the charity is not so much out of service as much as it's like, oh, look how charitable I am. It could be ego, right? So like this, but we're trying to actually live to give ultimately to God. That's what Bhakti Yoga is, and that's where the spiritual world becomes open for such a person. But the illusory material world is trying to take. We're living to take. Madhav was saying, living to eat instead of eating to live. So eating is just one form of taking, trying to take pleasure. But we should not live a life trying to take pleasure. We should live a life trying to give pleasure. And guess what happens automatically? You automatically get pleasure. But now if you're thinking, oh, I'll practice bhakti yoga because I'll get the most pleasure that way, then it's not perfect. The mood is not perfect, because at the end of the day, your pleasure is the reason that you're serving. And that's why most devotees are serving, right? Because we know, everything in this material world is bad, and it's never, and it's going to make me miserable, and it's making me suffer. But if I just serve the Lord, then everything will be good, and I'll get real pleasure. So then most people are doing it for that reason. But it's the high levels of bhakti, it's not even about your pleasure. It's what actually is, the devotee, one of the qualities of a devotee, he's willing to give up his own pleasure for the pleasure of the Lord, actually. So understanding what the Lord wants, what Guru wants, what the Vaishnavas want, and, this will make my, standard of happiness that I normally like to follow go down, but I'm willing to do it for the sake of the Lord. And so, all devotees, this is kind of Atma-nivedana, being ready to surrender everything for the sake of the Lord. Like Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was a great king, and he had a great standard of happiness, and he was so charitable, and he had so many things. But after some, realizing what Vishnu wanted, and he said, I want everything, give me everything. And Bali Maharaj, okay, and then he bound him like an animal, and he, you ever see like an animal bound by its feet and hands? Bali Maharaj is the great king of the world, is bound like an animal and taken away. But it was all the Lord's mercy on him. And then what did that, I was born on this day, and what did Bali Maharaj get? Indra got back the kingdom, so Bali Maharaj had the kingdom of the universe taken from him, and it was given back to Indra. But Bali Maharaj got the best thing. What did he get? You know this pastime?
Yeah.
What did he get?
So Lord was his stopper.
Yeah, the Lord was his doorkeeper. He protected his kingdom. He had the Lord. He got the Lord. What is the use of getting the estate of billions of dollars of company and things like this? What's the use when you can just have this one place, but you get the Lord? Like for instance, Gauranitai coming here, there's nothing more valuable actually than all of Syracuse, than the Gauranitai here. The greatest gold is here, and the whole region. Who knows where, such a given by such an exalted sadhu, for them to just appear is amazing. And similarly, like the Tawako temple, Gauranitai that Prabhupada installed, that came from the heart of Prabhupada, has landed in that temple, So how glorious, actually, what a gift, that the Lord has come. Anyway, these are kind of more mature understandings for devotees who understand seeing the Lord in the form of the deity and so on. We're not there yet. Right now we're just still on the until the gross materialist develops a sense of loving service unto the Supreme Lord. He should meditate upon the universal form of the Lord and train to see the Lord in all of that he's surveying. The trees are the hairs on his giant cosmic body. The mountains are the stacks of bones on his back. The sky or the air is his own breath. Like we're taking in his own breath. Like we can't imagine how unfathomably large the Lord is. So it's valuable. Like kind of, realizing that you're like in your body you have tons of cells, and they all, interacting. There's like a whole, villages of cells in your body, and they're all interacting with each other. And these groups of cells, they like to digest food. These groups of cells, they like to support the immune system. These groups of cells, and they all do things, but they have their own lives, their families even. They have everything. Not like us, not like our standard, but they have some consciousness. But they're not perceiving that they're part of a greater ecosystem here. That they're perceiving they're just like cell, and their cell, desires are very simple. Like probably like, oh, let's get rid of that cell, or let's get this food item here. Eat, sleep, mating, and defending is the way of life. But this is actually what's happening here. We're like little cells on the giant body of the Lord. Actually on the giant mandala, the planet, which is Bhudevi. But even all the universes are little cells that are coming out from the pores of the Lord, actually. It's described in the Mahavishnu. How small everything is. How small we are. It's actually helpful. So, but you don't have to meditate so grand on that grand situation if you know the reality of the Lord's personality and you already have that deep sense of wanting to serve the Lord. So anyway, Prabhupada has given that. And so many of us have already inherited that in many ways due to what Prabhupada has given and due to what the devotees have given us. But at the same time, we're going back to the foundational teachings. So, the living entities are also the marginal potency, and by their own choice they can live in either the transcendental or material worlds. So you have a choice where you want to live. Many of us want to get some grand place, but actually, here in this world, this is actually the spiritual world, living at the temple, and in which the actual worship of the Lord is present, because we can try to bring the material world into the temple, and we do bring the material world into the temple, but the spiritual world is our choice, and we can all choose to try to serve the Lord, or we can choose to try to enjoy the material world, to try and to exploit the Lord's energy. And we've all made this choice, and we all are making this choice every day. And every day you can, that's why it's good you get up early, you engage in Mangal Arati, and you chant certain mantras that try to focus you on service to the Lord. And if you don't have all your Gayatris and all this Maha Mantra, the meaning is, what does Prabhupada say? Yes, please engage me in your service. That's what it means when we chant. And then sometimes, Krishna says, oh good, so here's more service. But then maybe we get annoyed. Oh, I have too much service now. Lord, you have given me too much service. And he said, well, why were you chanting? Why were you praying for that? That's the meaning of the chant. If you didn't mean it, why do you want? So, but actually, this is, I never thought we would be managing a temple. Good morning. Calm down. No problem. So, maybe Madhav makes sure they have a path to clear by. So, hi. Would you like to join us?
I wouldn't mind, but we are heading out.
No problem. Well, thank you so much for staying with us. We hope it was a peaceful stay.
It has been, yeah.
Yes, so very good. Good morning. So feel free, don't let us keep you or anything. Whatever you need to do, feel free to go through us. We're, no problem at all. The door is right there. So you can just go right through here. Yeah, you can, or you can go through the kitchen, whatever you'd prefer. But the door is right there, so it's no problem. We don't mind at all. Yes. All right. So, okay. Now, Prabhupada is saying, the material world is not a fit place for living entities because they are spiritually one with the Lord. And in the material world, the living entities become conditioned by the laws of the material world. The Lord wants all living entities, who are his parts and parcels, to live with him in the transcendental world. And for enlightening conditioned souls in the material world, all the Vedas and the revealed scriptures are there expressly to recall the conditioned souls back home, back to Godhead. So, we have, like a fish is, a fish is totally belongs in the water. It's going to be happy in the water. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I hope your stay was very nice. Your wife went that way, so if you
That
need...
way?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll be around. No, it's okay. Yes, like a fish out of water. A fish belongs in water. You take a fish out of water, you're going to only hurt the fish. But the fish may even desire to go out of water. You may desire, you can coax him out with some food or something like that, And you can give him all the food, but he's not enjoying. He needs water to be, So you can give the fish all the food he wants. You can give him a lady fish out of water, and he can try to enjoy with the lady. And you can give him nice massage and all the finest worldly comforts. But unless you put him in water, it's useless. So similarly, spiritual beings that we are, souls, are meant to serve God. That's what a soul is, and that's what a soul does by nature. But if we try to be the enjoyers of this world, and don't serve God, then we neglect our soul, which can only be happy by serving God. And no matter what we do, what we get in this world, what type of material condition we find ourselves in, we're not happy. We'll never be happy. And it's not even about our happiness. The main thing that's the problem is that we're living so selfishly, actually. We're living only to take. Like, I want, it's actually a problem. Any relationship that you have, and you notice this, if someone's in a relationship with you, and it's just like, all right, what can I squeeze out of you? It's not fulfilling, And maybe you experience at work, maybe you experience at friends. Unfortunately, maybe you experience here. I'm hoping we don't, interact in that way. But it's not, this is not a good, this isn't a pleasing way to interact with them. But this is how we interact with the whole world. What can I squeeze? And it's how we're interacting with God, Like when we pray to God for things, that's what it means. So we don't trust you. I don't trust you at all. I don't like what you've given. It's not a good arrangement. And I want to squeeze this out of you. Is it not? Is that not? When we pray for things, we're acknowledging that you think that your idea and your prayer is a better idea than what the Lord has given? No. But you know what? We're so strong. But why? It's because this selfish nature, actually. That we're not interested in giving pleasure to God. We're interested in taking from God. So He gives some system where we can take some things from God. He's a karma system. He gives some, just like when you go get a job, you do a certain amount of work and you get a certain amount of paycheck. So the Lord has some karma system. All right, if you really want, to enjoy certain things, fine. But, will a father not just give his son all that he needs? Will a father not provide everything for him that is good for him? So will the Lord also not provide everything for everyone? But anyhow, the problem is just that consciousness is we're coming from this false ego, not realizing who we are, what type of exalted family lineage we're coming from as divine souls. We're divine. Divine beings are meant to enjoy eternally, in full enlightenment and have a blissful situation always with the Lord. But we're trying to, arrange temporary finite things that give no happiness. So if, Abhiram, he's so insistent on playing with a paper towel, fine, take your paper towel. The Lord may give us some silly thing, but if he thinks that paper towels will give him the essence of life, he'll be sadly mistaken. So similarly, we're like this, and this is all the material pleasure. It's about as useful as... Now he wants a credit card. Where did you get the credit card, by the way? Where did I get the credit card? So anyway, so especially that's what many people want, the chip of wealth in this world. But it doesn't give. It has nothing to really give. It's about as useful as this napkin. So anyway, let's continue on. The Lord wants all living entities. Oh no, they want to go back home to Godhead. That's what the Lord wants. Unfortunately, the conditioned living entities, although suffering continually the threefold miseries of conditioned life, are not very serious about going back to Godhead. It is due to their misguided way of living, complicated by sins and virtues. Some of them who are virtuous by deeds begin to reestablish the lost relation with the Lord, but they are unable to understand the personal feature of the Lord. So, this is important. You know, one, we're not very serious about like actually wanting to, you know, go back and be in service with the Lord. Where maybe we're serious about, yes, I want to serve the Lord, but I want you to give me stuff in this world. That's what I want. So if that's the case, and this is, what does he say here? It's a misguided way of living. It's misguided in what's actually our real interest. So, and it's complicated by our sins and virtues. And some of us, in order to come to this Krishna consciousness, you must have come by some bhakti sukriti. It made you eligible. You know, you guys just being born in Bharat Varsha, so much sukriti to be born in Bharat Varsha, actually. To have the cultural piety that you have being born in India is very high, actually. And then what's to speak of being of the class of Indians who are well educated and and come to this country and so on, So you must have had all kinds of virtues to get such opportunities in the past. And then similarly, Madhav, your father raised you with devotional virtues, and so anyway, and my father raised me with some virtuous religious values, or I never would have been able to appreciate. But if you don't understand the personal feature of the Lord, it's very difficult to maintain this idea of service. It's very easy when there's a person there, it's very easy to anticipate what is service and what is not service. But if you don't know that God is a person and what he has special likes and desires, you won't know how to serve him, or you'll just kind of concoct something. Yes, this is my service. And you make some service for yourself, but that's not service, Like having a baby is a very good example of this. We want to serve the baby. My wife especially has so many ideas about how she's going to get him to eat healthy and do this and do that and do this. But then at the end of the day, he's like, yeah, and he throws that away. She can work all day to render some service for him, and then all of a sudden he's just like, ugh, and you just have to accept it because it's a baby. But actually, the Lord, he makes very clear what is service. And the Vaishnava, the exalted Vaishnava, they have been initiated into this knowledge. They carry this knowledge. They've been revealed this knowledge by the Lord very confidentially, and they can tell us, and they can guide us. So, but anyway, if you don't even know God is personal, you won't even know that there's some personal service to render. So anyway, that's why it's recommended to try to cultivate a personal conception. Understand that the Lord is a personality. That you're a personality and you're not that special. Yes? Anyone here think they're very special? We're personalities, we're not that special. And so if we come from other personalities, and there's many greater personalities than us, then ultimately the source of all existence must also have the original personality as well. We can infer there, by the existence of anything, it must first exist in the independent source of that thing, which is God. So our material psychologists and scientists, they're trying to come up with all kinds of nonsense theories that from unconsciousness comes consciousness, but it's unscientific, it's impossible. It doesn't exist like that. So anyway, we know. So we have to meet personalities who are initiated into this wisdom on how to actually properly serve the Lord. And how do you get knowledge from such a personality? Yes. Yes, okay. Those two lines are enough. Tadvidi pranipatina pariprashnena seva. And what is it? Pranipatina is?
Come before them humbly.
Yes, becoming very humble. Not just like going before them humbly, but actually being humble before them. You know, having a deep sense of respect and honor for them. And then?
Pariprashnena. Just like asking relevant questions.
Yes, because you're humble and you're valuing what they have and that they have something that you feel will be very merciful to you. You inquire for their help, you know. So you not just like, all right, well, this is a senior Vaishnava, let me ask a question. But if you in your heart are not humble and you don't feel that this personality has anything too valuable to tell you, you know, you might even ask a question, but you might even be like testing them or something, which is actually fine. There is to test an advanced Vaishnava. It's you know, you have to see, are they really an advanced Vaishnava? But once you realize that person, you should actually really want to know their conclusions. So, and then finally, when you realize their position and you realize their so much, you understand they have so much knowledge that it would be so beneficial to me, and I really. Please share your mercy with me. I'm struggling so badly in this world. And you shouldn't serve out of that, I'm going to get, but you should try to serve as selflessly as possible. But just by that, just by that idea, you just want to give everything. Even like your parents. If you serve your parents, good parents, well, they just want to give everything. I don't care. I don't care what, anything I can to help you. So the same thing with saintly persons, with people who have significant knowledge. If you just render them service, they just pour out things, And you could listen to everything they say, but if there's no culture of service, you won't really, the intimate heart or the intimate seeing you and really wanting to help you and give you everything they have, it doesn't become so evident. So we should be in a culture of really trying to render service. And then those personalities will give us everything. They'll have so much to give. So even here, you guys all render so much service. And so even if I see any one of you going into, off from what I've been guided to be off track, and I could be wrong, but if I perceive any one of you going off track, I immediately know I have to help. Why? Because the service has been rendered, and my heart has been captured actually by all of you. So now I'm forced, even if I want to just sit back and let them learn a hard lesson with this thing, I just can't help it because so now I'll come up and I feel like I have to help them, because this is what happens when you render service. You melt the heart of persons, and so when you render service to a saintly person and they see your well-wishing intention, then they immediately become your well-wisher, and they always want to protect you and help you and never want to see you in trouble. The same as like a child, He didn't really do much. He just came here. He just came to us. And so then now we're just like, all right, we have to help him. You know. But if he's a very rude child, which most of the time he's not, you know, but if he's a very rude child, we'll be like a little like, okay, you might have to learn a few tough lessons on your own. But all he has to do is be a little sweet and have some type of good attitude and service attitude. And then you just want to help and give everything to them. So, I mean, he's not really capable of being rude. You're not capable of actually being rude until, I think, what is the age? Like maybe 7 or 8 years old or one of these ages. Yeah, once you're 7 or 8, then the consciousness is developed enough where you can. It should be known. All right, you should know better than that. But the principle is the same. You know, if we have the mood of service, this will change everything. It will change everything. And we're not asking you here, yes, make sure you serve us. We're the senior devotees here. Like, no, that's not, what we're trying to do is encourage you to serve your guru, your teachers. Get a guru. If you don't have a guru, please. It's very important. Get a guru. And and then, serve your teachers. And then ultimately keep the focus is I'm doing all of this because this is what I wholeheartedly believe that God wants. That supreme person. And then you might know a little bit of more, finesse to, what that supreme personality, who that supreme personality's associates are. What, like in Danya's class, we were talking about all the different expansions of the Lord and how they are and who to serve and so on. So that's all can be there. So anyway, Tanu, this class is for you. So when you leave, if you keep just one thing, yes. Jiva Swarupa Hoy, Krishnara Nityadas. I'm always Krishna's servant. And I want to serve these devotees here at the temple because I know that's what Krishna wants from me. And if you have any confusion about what Krishna wants from you, we'll be gladly to help give whatever realization we have on the subject matter. But also, it's also good you find that very intimate teacher who you trust with your very life. And some testing will have to be there. But yes, you'll be blessed in this way. Okay, now where are we? What's the last thing? Personal feature of the Lord. The real purpose of life is to make contact with the Lord and be engaged in His service. That is the natural position of living entities. But those who are impersonalists and are unable to render any loving service to the Lord have been advised to meditate upon His impersonal feature, the Virat Rupa, or universal form. Some way or other, one must try to reestablish one's forgotten relation with the Lord if one at all desires to gain real happiness in life, and to reclaim his natural, unfettered condition. For the less intelligent beginners, meditation on the impersonal feature, the Virat Rupa, or universal form of the Lord, will gradually qualify one to rise to personal contact. One is advised herewith to meditate upon the Virat Rupa specified in the previous chapters in order to understand how the different planets, seas, mountains, rivers, birds, beasts, human beings, demigods, and all that we can conceive are but different parts and limbs of the Lord's Virat form. So many religions, my dad plays this program called Reflections, and takes one verse of the Bible, and it's like all like nature scenes and flutes playing and things, but then all different verses of the Bible. And I see some of the verses of the Bible. I'm not an expert in the Bible, but it's like impersonal meditation on the Lord. Just see the beauty of the Lord's mountains and trees. I can't quote them exactly, but these are the essence. Just see how God has put this here, and see how God has put this in. How this is all part of God, and it's all very nice. It's all like impersonal, beginner level meditation on the Lord. So, Prabhupada says this sort of thinking is also a type of meditation on the absolute truth, and as soon as such meditation begins, one develops one's godly qualities, and the whole world appears to be a happy and peaceful residence for all the people of the world. That's why if we all live together, and actually with this right mood of appreciation and love for the Lord, and wanting to serve the Lord, everyone will be happy. So yes, we can't expect everyone to do it, which is why we have to run away from most of the people, because they're a bit crazy, But everything is peaceful. Why? Because the devotee is fully trusting and loving the Lord. The devotee is always trusting, and that yes, like I trust everything that you do. Everything is perfect, and how can I live my life just trying to serve you? If we all actually had that mood, we'd all just be very blissful and very happy, actually. But the problem is, we're not, we're not thinking like that. We're thinking, no, I would like to enjoy this way. I would like to enjoy this way. I would like to enjoy this way. Oh, and this one, he got in the way of my enjoyment today. And this one, Parth, he left for so many days. So now my enjoyment is less. And and if we do like that, then we'll friction and quarrel and tension and all. We've seen so many things here. We've been doing this for some time now. We've seen so many things. So, but this is not the real problem is that we're forgetting what we actually are and what actually makes us happy and what actually makes the Lord happy. Our happiness isn't even very important, and it's just concomitant. All you have to do is actually genuinely want to serve the Lord, and you think even you're not ungrateful. If somebody helps you, do you just say, oh, thank you, or not even say thank you? You just say, okay, great, now go over here. I have something else for you to do. No, if someone helps you, you'd be very appreciative and grateful. Even people are like that. So if you render some service to the Lord, will the Lord not be grateful? He'll be the most grateful. So like this. No problem. Please come. We're sorry. So, are you leaving?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, Frida. Well, we'll see you soon. Feel free to contact me.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. So.
No, you're fine.
So this is very nice. So without such meditation on God, either personal or impersonal, all good qualities of the human being become covered with misconceptions regarding his constitutional position. And without such advanced knowledge, the whole world becomes a hell for the human being. So heaven or hell is actually the state of consciousness. If you are in the consciousness that the whole reality is God, I have a relationship with God, and my only purpose for existence is to serve God, this is heaven, if it's actually in the consciousness. But if you have the conception that there's so many sparkly things around me, and so many other living entities, bodies around me are enjoying their bodies this way, and this world is to be enjoyed, and that's the thing. Every philosophy in this world, they all actually are the same philosophy, even though they seem so different. But really, that philosophy is that this world is for my enjoyment. That's the philosophy of the world. This world is for my enjoyment. And even us, we're being checked and challenged right now. Wait, it's not for my enjoyment? No, this world is not for your enjoyment. If you actually think this world is for your enjoyment, then you're just going to suffer. Because you have the wrong mood. The wrong mood. The world is not for our enjoyment. The world is an opportunity for service. An opportunity to express our real function, and not just like serving each other. We'll automatically serve each other if we realize what's the foundation here, what's really happening here. That there is a God. He is a person, just like you're a person, but he's an even much more impressive person than you are. And by rendering that person service, then your life will be perfect. And all lives will be perfect. And so if we could just get that one thing down, then we will be perfect. But we, every other philosophy of the world is that no, like even religious philosophy, that yes, you can worship God. Like that's why I was sharing a reflection in my reading in our little group we have here. And that's why one of the type of personalities that should be avoided at all costs are moral theists, or basically the dharmis, the people who want to practice dharma because it gives blessings. So yes, that's many of our relatives. That's many of because they they think that worship or any form of worship or any form of rituals and things that we do is so that we can get more enjoyment. If that's the mood, it's so dangerous and it's toxic because it's completely steeped in ignorance. This world should not be for the pursuit of enjoyment. This world should be for the pursuit of service. And knowing that gives real enjoyment. So in one sense, it's all for the pursuit of enjoyment, but where does enjoyment really lie? It's in service. And giving service to God, it automatically, you get, just like when you eat, your hunger will automatically go away. Your attachment to this material world will automatically go away. When you eat, your weakness, will go away. And when you practice bhakti, your, strong desire, which is this is really your weakness. Our weakness is that we think, yes, this is for my enjoyment. This world is for my enjoyment. The world is my oyster. And, I'm going to get the valuable pearls from the world, No. The world is the Lord's. And we should try to, find out how to participate in the world as a servant of the Lord. And all good qualities of the human being will come. But instead, it's all covered right now. Let's see. This is a short one. Can we finish this one? Is there time? I know you guys. You're not in any huge rush. There's no deadline, right? Just maybe it's just so Madhav gets back at it. Yes, Devyanshu probably has many plans. Tell him that this is the service to the Lord we have to do. So, Sthirang sukhang chasanam astito yatir Yada jihasuri mamangalokam Kale cha deshe cha mano nasajaye Prananya chinmanasa jitasu Sthiram, without being disturbed. Sukham, comfortable. Cha, also. Asanam, sitting accommodation. Asthita, being situated. Yati, the sage. Yada, whenever. Jihasu, desires to give up. Imam, this. Anga, O king. Lokam, this body. Kale, in time. Cha, and. Deshe, in a proper place. Cha, also. Mana, the mind. Na, not. Sajayat, may not be perplexed. Pranan, the senses. Niyachet, must control. Manasa, by the mind. Jita asu, conquering the life air. Okay. O king, whenever the yogi desires to leave this planet of human beings, he should not be perplexed about the proper time or place, but should comfortably sit without being disturbed, and regulating the life air, should control the senses by the mind. So back to this process of being a yogi. So in the Bhagavad Gita 8:14, it is clearly stated that a person who is totally engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and who constantly remembers Him at every step, easily obtains the mercy of the Lord by entering into His personal contact. Such devotees do not need to seek an opportune moment to leave the present body. Because in the Vedas, there are certain times you can leave at this time and things like that. There's a certain science about how to leave your body and get all the blessings so you can go to the heavenly planets or this, that, and the other. But the devotee doesn't care. He's not so interested in this at all. But those who are mixed devotees, alloyed with fruitive action or empirical philosophical speculation, require an opportune moment for quitting this body. For them, the opportune moments are stated in the Bhagavad Gita 8:23 through 26. When the sun's going north in the sky, and during the daylight, and so many things are there. But these opportune moments are not as important as one's being a successful yogi who is able to quit his body as he likes. Such a yogi must be competent to control his senses by the mind. The mind is easily conquered simply by engaging it at the lotus feet of the Lord. Gradually, by such service, all the senses become automatically engaged in the service of the Lord. That is the way of merging into the Supreme Absolute. So, yes, we're all very beginner on this path, especially me. But if we, if we practice in our meditation, we actually will be able to eventually see the Lord. And it's not actually guaranteed through our practice. It's only really by mercy that the Lord will reveal Himself. But if we sincerely endeavor, this conquers the Lord. If we make some sincere endeavors, the Lord will certainly, one will certainly come to Him. He promises that. So, and if not, He'll come to you. So, make some sincere endeavor in service. Also, your chanting is a service. Your worship in the form of arati is a service. Your worship in the form of cooking and offering to the Lord. These are all services. Dressing the Lord. These are all services. So have that meditation that I'm doing this for your pleasure. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just chanting some mantras that our acharyas have told, but I'm trusting that this is giving you pleasure and that this is good for me and that you will be somewhat happy with this. And the same with your chanting. Your chanting, I just feel like I'm mumbling the mantra. I have no real taste for this. I'm struggling. But, Lord, I know that this is what our teachers have always said. Your pure devotees have said this is good for me. So I'm chanting and I'm trying to sincerely do this service. And if we do like that, then the Lord's mercy will surely come to us. And it usually comes in the form of sadhu sangha. We'll meet the right person who will help take us to the next level. And don't worry. But keep trying. Keep making some sincere efforts. And if you don't know exactly what to do, then you approach someone who does know what to do. Because that's the way you get knowledge on what to do. And if you want knowledge not for your own selfish gain, and you want knowledge simply because you want to be a more proficient servant of the Lord, why would the Lord not give you knowledge? Why will He not? Of course He will. So, yeah. So anyway, to sum up today's thing, we'll quiz Tanu because this will be her graduation quiz. If not, she has to go move back in and stay more time. So Tanu, yes. So Tanu, what is the very purpose of life? Yes, and what do you get in sadhu sangha? What do you get in sadhu sangha? Yes, you'll get the awakening of your true nature to be a servant of the Lord. So if you remember that you're the servant of the Lord and that all that you do is for the Lord's pleasure, then you've perfected your life. And yes, it's hard because we've been conditioned, all of our relatives, all of our society, all of the world around us here they all agree on one philosophy. And what's that one philosophy?
Do whatever makes you happy.
What's that underlying philosophy?
Enjoying.
Yes, that the world is for my enjoyment. You must give up this. This is the biggest nonsense, horrible arrangement that we've been duped into thinking this is reality. The world is not for our enjoyment, and by taking that mood, we will secure that we won't enjoy even. But the world is my opportunity for
Service.
yes. The world is my opportunity for service. How can I engage this world and what's before me in service? And so like this. So please, we all have certain services that we are entrusted in this world. We're trying to start a movement here and engage all of Syracuse and ourselves in service, but we're dwindling more and more lately. So one thing I know to be a very potent activity and also meeting people and is going out and sharing the holy names of the Lord with the others. So we're going to try to do that today if the weather permits.
Kind of should rain all day.
Okay, so if the weather doesn't permit, we'll try again next Saturday. And if anyone has any ideas, I'm always struggling here in Syracuse to understand how to share these things with people. I'm unqualified, but maybe I can also send some emails from my seniors about what could be some good ideas. But I know Harinam is a good idea. I'm just not exactly sure where the best ideas for Harinam. But if you know where people gather and there's some traffic of people, like that 4th of July festival we all went to, there was plenty of people we could talk to. We chanted so nicely. Deepti was fighting the Maya's agents of destruction, and distributing books were happening, and so many things. So if we could regularly do something, that'd be wonderful. But yes.
There is one in the association in the Hendricks Chapel. I don't know if you know about it.
Yes, we do know about it. We used to, they've hosted us for some programs before. They're a little bit not so favorable to us for whatever reason. The chaplain himself, he doesn't like ISKCON that much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually they arrange, for a specific day of the week, they arrange food for students, for Indian students.
Yes.
So something like that, if we could arrange weekly as a program over there. So.
Yes. It's an amazing idea. We've been wanting to get involved in the campus. We've wanted to start a club.
For 2 years.
Yeah, and we had our students, I don't know if you remember Adya. And yeah. So they started a club, but it wasn't for the purpose of bhakti, and then that club just got hijacked by Sadhguru's group. And we hosted Ramapad Swami, once there, and it was fine, but yeah, it was pretty much a useless endeavor, and we didn't really make any advancement in reaching the students. So anyway.
Yeah, mostly the Telugu, the South Indian groups were first the students those who are there, who are associating, and also they are mostly towards dancing and all.
Sahana.
Yeah.
Sahana.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sahana.
Every morning.
Yeah, Sahana used to be, but for whatever reason, we lost her as a total well-wisher of what we're doing. So I don't know. I'm open to any ideas, but
I'll forward the message in the group if somebody from the new batch comes in.
Yeah, that would be lovely, and we'll see. I mean, Krishna.
I cannot add people into that. It was some way I got into it.
Yes. So, anyway, yeah, if you're in these groups, let them know. Maybe I think the best thing we can probably do this year is really promote Janmashtami, and then put on such a captivating, sincere service effort that it will hopefully awaken the service desire in the hearts of others. So.
We really want to start a Bhakti Yoga club that's for Westerner people, at the university. But we also tried that for years and we couldn't break it.
Yeah, we just need a few undergrads to just take charge. But these undergrads, when we go there, they're a rough crowd. It's tough. It's
I've
really.
only seen Ajay Mataji as an undergrad student who is in notebook.
Yeah. Somehow or other, though, Western people should be able to take to bhakti. It worked somehow with Madhav, but his dad laid a lot of foundational work.
It's an environment.
Yeah.
When they come here.
Yeah.
Only what you get from here. So you have to go there and do yoga and astrology and Ayurveda.
Yeah. We got to figure out
chakras.
some bridge preaching program or something.
Oh yes, that would actually.
Yeah. So
You're done.
anyway, I used to do stuff like that. I'm like, I have the, I come from that world. I could do it, but I haven't seen. I don't know. Maybe more of my time or energy, I can meditate on how to do that. So we'll see. But anyhow, Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.